just record this class for you guys. So now you need to predefine your risk. If you predefine your risk, it automatically means these are the beliefs you have in your mind for the, and then you'll be having good trades. Now, the third one, the third thing, the third discipline, right? After predefining your risk, what do you need to do? You need to completely accept the risk. After you have told yourself that you predefine your risk now to say, okay, I want to risk 0.5 or 1%, you have predefined, you consciously say this is what you want to risk. Now you must completely what? You must completely accept the risk. Do you understand? What's going to happen if you don't completely accept the risk? You're going to overanalyze because you want to make sure that this trade win. You're going to be analyzing every single candle. It's going to be stressing you out. When the brain is stressed, what happens? It leads to fight or flight mode. You are trying to avoid stress on the brain when you are trading because this leads to fight or flight mode. And this means you are not logical. Why? You are not logical anymore. Why? Because no blood in your new right cortex. Right? Stress takes away the blood from the front of your brain, right, to the back of your brain. And once there's no blood in the front of your brain, you are not thinking logical. You are not a human being anymore. You are an animal that is fighting the market for your survival. Because now this trade that is coming to your stop loss is threatening you, is threatening your survival. You have hope that this trade is what you want to use to pay your rent. You have too much hope or expectation. You believe that you know what's going to happen next because you have seen this setup over and over again. Because this setup won yesterday, or because this setup won in New York session, and now in London session, and now New York session, the setup comes again. You believe you know what's going to happen. What you are going to do is you are going to over risk. You are not going to objectify that trade. You are not going to predefine your risk before you enter. You are not going to completely accept the risk before you enter. Why? Because you believe that you know what's going to happen. This belief system are not going to be in your mind. And when you do that, you just mess up, right? You start having bad results. Moving on to the fourth thing. After you completely accept the risk, what's the next thing you need to do? You need to now accept that anytime your setup shows up, you take it without thinking, right? Anytime your setup comes up, you take it without thinking too much about it. And what do I mean by this? Why don't you need to think about it? It's very simple. You don't need to think about it because you already know what your setup looks like. It's not rocket science. You know what your strategy is. I don't care whatever it is you trade. I don't care. But you know what it is. If you see it and you know it, your brain will tell you this is a setup, right? Now, why do you have to over stress and think and overanalyze just because you want to make sure that trade is a winner? It's because you have this bad belief. It's because you believe you know what's going to happen. If you have these beliefs in your mind that anything can happen, right, then you will take any setup that comes because all you are risking is 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. And maybe your risk to reward ratio is 1 to 3. So now let's see. You take this trade, let's say it's a win. You take this trade is a missed trade, right? Then but I want to do wins and losses. So let's say this trade was a loss. Let's say this trade was a loss. Then you take this trade, let's say this was also a loss. And then let's say you take this setup and let's say this was a win. Now you have four setup, you have two losses and two wins. Your risk to reward ratio is going to cover this trade for you. At the end of the day, you are going to be a winner. True or false? Guys, true or false, guys?
True. True. True.
Now, is it not easier? I want you guys to understand something. Is it not easier? Anytime you see your setup, just take it. Anytime you see your setup, just take it. Whether it's a win or loss, it's not your business. After the trade, as after you've taken 10 trade, now count it. That's when you now calculate the amount of money you spent on the business. You cannot go to the market today, buy some goods, you sell today, and then you are looking to see if you make profit. No, take that money, go back, buy again, buy again. After the end of like going to the market 10 times, then you now want to see your profit, right? So you need to take at least 10 sets up to see if you have made money or not. One setup, winning one setup doesn't mean you have made money, bro. It doesn't mean shit. I don't care about one setup. I want to see if I made money at the end of the month. So that means that in a week, if I see two or three trades, I take the two or three trade. The next week, three trade. The next week, three trade. The next week, two trade. At the end of the month, I've taken 10 trades and I will always be in profit. I'm not stressing. I don't have the time to stress over any setup. You cannot stress over setup because they are like jackpots. A setup is a setup. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? A setup is a setup. This setup, if the market was coming here, right? If the market was coming here and you set your limit and you say, okay, because you believe the market is going to go up, and then you stop you at it is fine. It is fine. Losses are okay. If you believe anything can happen, you need to learn how to accept losses, right? Any setups that comes up, you take it. Why are you taking any setup that come? It's very simple because I've objectified my edge. My setup means enter. Anytime I see my setup, it means enter, right? Predefine your risk before any trade. I've accepted the risk. I've accepted to zero point 0.5. I completely accept the risk. So if you do these things, then it will be very easy for you to just take your setup whenever you see your setup. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Now, the next thing the next discipline is I accept my take profit wholeheartedly. This is another hard thing for people to do, but you guys don't understand. Right? So I accept my profit wholeheartedly. What does this mean? It means if your trading plan says 1 to 3 and this trade hits 1 to 3, don't stretch the loss. Because what are you what when you stress your loss, what are you saying? Can somebody answer me, please? When you are stretching your TP, sorry. When you are stretching your TP, what are you saying? Can somebody tell me?
You are saying you know what's going to happen in the
Exactly.
market, and you don't
Exactly.
believe anything can happen.
Thank you. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Because this is just one trade that might have fallen down, but you might stretch it down like this, and there will be a trade that will come down and then come and hit you back. And by the time that trade has come down, maybe it has hit your TP level, but because you stretch it and then it's coming back, what are you going to start doing? You're going to start stressing. You're going to start feeling revenge, rage. You're going to start having regrets. Why didn't I close this trade? Shit, I should have closed this trade. Then, secondly, if as the trade is coming up, right, it is supposed to continue coming up. But if you believe that you know what's going to happen, maybe this thing is coming for a re-entry or something, and you added another entry, yeah, what are you doing? You are over risking now because, first of all, the market has hit your TP, you did not get out. Now it is coming back to your entry, and instead of you to probably maybe even close at break even, you enter a second position, now increasing the risk that is here. So you are no longer you did not completely accept the risk of this trade because it is better if you just let this trade hit stop loss than to add a different position since the market is not going in your way. If you are adding a position, let's say the market is falling and you're adding a position around here, it makes more sense because the market is going in your direction. It makes more sense because the market is going in your direction. Not adding a second entry when it's coming back to your entry. You are only increasing the risk of your first position. You are not really entering a second trade. it is just still one trade, right? And you are doing that because you believe that this thing must work. You have so much confidence that that trade will work. Sometimes it will work, sometimes it will not work, but you are manipulating your trade. You are not play. You are not allowing the edge of your trade to play, and you don't believe anything can happen. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? Okay, now the next thing on my discipline list that you need to go through or that you need to do is that you need to monitor human errors. What do I mean by monitoring human error? What do I mean by monitoring human error? You see, all of these bad actions, these are human errors. Now, I'll give you a very simple strategy that can help you monitor when you are having when you are doing these things. I'll give you a very, very simple thing. Um, Now, just like this, first of all, does anybody have any question? Because I've been talking for a while and nobody has. I've not given you guys the floor to ask questions. Does anybody have questions?
Getting you, bro. Getting you, bro.
So nobody has any question?
Mm, I have
Yeah.
question.
All right, please.
Okay. Based on the issue of belief, is it okay to like sometimes shift your stop loss? Maybe when the trade is coming towards your stop loss, you just like, okay, this trade will still enter. Is it okay to like shift it a little bit?
You mean like, let me say, reduce it like this?
No, like add to the stop loss now. If the trade is coming towards
Okay,
your stop
okay.
loss,
So you
then you
mean
now
like
want to like,
increase it like this?
yes, yes.
Okay, so now let's say you objectify your edge, you predefine your risk, and you completely accept the risk. Now, if I shift it like this and I was risking 0.5, what have I done? It's the same thing as adding another position because now you increase the risk. You are increase if you were supposed to lose 5% and 1%, now you lose 2%. You just lost more. It's better to even stretch your take profit than stretch your stop loss. No matter what, you must not stretch your stop loss, no matter what. It's better if it stop you at, right? And then that setup is a loss. Wait for another setup. There's always another setup. This trade is not so important that you have to give it more. It's not so important. Number one, number two, number three, number four, no one is important. All of them are the same thing.
Mm.
Do you understand?
Yeah, yeah.
If you are stretching your stop loss, it means you believe that this thing will go up small and then come down. It means you don't believe anything can happen. And if you don't believe anything can happen, that means you will not see this loss until it's too late. Because it's right in front of your face, it's right there, it's coming for the stop loss, you are stretching it, you are risking more, but anything can happen. Anything can happen. You're like, bro, I believe it will come down. When you close this thing, you are going to be very angry. You're going to be very angry because by then, the stress, when you exit this trade, the stress will not calm down. Blood would flow to the front of your brain. That's when you now say, what the fuck? Why did I do this shit? Why didn't I just get out and wait for the next setup? It's because you believe you know what's going to happen, that it will reverse. That's why you kept stretching it because you believe you know, right? And then you are now over analyzing, right? And then you are over risking because now you are adding more risk, right? So just like the jack machine, right? There are only some specific outcomes that should come out of your trade. I want to show you guys how you can monitor your human error. This one is one of the most important thing out of everything, right? Monitoring your human error, monitoring your susceptibility for human error because we are all humans, right? Now, how can you monitor yourself to make sure that you are not making these mistakes, you are not taking these action, you are not doing this thing? Because you cannot see the beliefs in your head, but you can see them through the actions you take, because your actions reflect your belief. Somebody that is a Muslim does not eat meat, not because if he eats meat, he will die, but because they believe they should not eat meat. So that belief causes a block of that action for eating meat. The beliefs of a Muslim man, or you know, somebody that is I don't want to use religion, so because I don't know who's on the call, but um uh a vegan person, for instance, does not eat meat, right? Because they are vegan. That's the belief. If they eat that meat, now let me tell you something. Your body is a machine that also works on based on what you believe. If they eat that meat, they can fall sick because their belief can make them fall sick. Can you see how beliefs are very powerful and what they can do to you, right? So when you have these bad beliefs in your mind, they make you make human errors. And what do I mean by human errors? Tampering with your trades. Now, for every single trade you take, these are the only outcomes that can come out of any trade. So if you take a trade like this, right? If you take a trade like this, it's either it hits take profit, it's either it hits your stop loss, it's either when it came down to a 1 to 2, then you broke even, and then it came and it hit you break even. These three outcomes reflect a disciplined mind, and a mind that has these beliefs that anything can happen. These three outcomes. Anything apart from these three outcomes, what does it mean? It means you manually close that trade. If you manually close a trade, it is a human error. It means you did not completely accept the risk. Am I making sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Am I making sense?
Yes.
On no condition, before you see a trade, you see a setup, before you see that setup, make up your mind. Make up, there is no going back. Once you are in, you are in. Do you know what it's going to do for you? It's going to make you profitable, it's going to make you disciplined, and it's going to make you look really, really think about the setup before you enter, because there's no anything that makes you close it, even if it's coming to the stop loss. Once you close, it is human error. What does human error reflect? It reflects that you have this bad belief. It's a bad action. So it's signaling that this is the belief you have, because a lot of traders don't know how to do analysis on themselves to find out the problem of why they are doing what they are doing. I'm giving you the keys right now. The reason why you are doing what you are doing, tampering with your trade, the reason why you are scared, the reason why you cannot execute without fear, the reason why you want this particular trade or this particular trade to be a winner. You are forgetting that there will be a setup tomorrow. You are forgetting that there will be a setup next week, next month, next year. You are forgetting all the setups that are going to come, the beautiful setups that are going to come, and you are just so fucking stressed about this one setup, right? All these things are coming from this belief, and all this belief, the way they manifest through you is through human error, manually closing your trade. Why are you manually closing your trade? Because that trade is stressing you. It's stressing you. It is like it's threatening you. It is a threat to your survival. So your brain will give you any excuse for you to close that trade, or for you to be extending your stop loss, or for you to be extending your TP. You are just manipulating your trade. You are no longer trading your plan. You have a trading plan that lists what you should do. 1 to 3, this is this, that, and that. But now you are no longer following your trading plan. You are now a soldier that has gone rogue. Do you know what it means to be a sniper? A sniper is somebody that can lay in the bush for 2 days, taking a fucking piece in a bottle can, waiting for his target to arrive at the airport. And immediately they see someone that look at like their target, they confirm. Once it's their target, they take the fucking shot. So what does that mean? They don't think. They believe anything can happen. Once you see your setup, you don't fucking think. You're a fucking sniper. If everything aligns, you just take the setup. If everything aligns. and you don't worry about it. You don't stress, because stress is not good for you while you are trading. That's why you see some people, matured people that have been trading for years, they use a BP monitor to monitor their stress level. If they are in a position and they are stressing and their BP is going up, they get out of that position. Because trading is not supposed to be stressful, it's not supposed to be so difficult, it's not supposed to be as difficult as it is. But what you are struggling with is not trading, you are struggling with yourself, because you cannot make a decision. You have this belief that you know what's going to happen. So when the market is not playing according to what you believe, it starts to stress you. It starts to stress you. Once you believe you know what's going to happen, then the market is not playing according to what you believe, then it starts to stress you. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? Is there any question? Do you guys have any questions? Does anybody have any question?
I think
This is
someone asked a question on the group, on the chat.
on the
They said how about
chart.
breaking?
Yeah, break even is according to your system. If you have a 1 to 2, you say if trade goes into a 1 to 2, you want to break even, then maybe your final TP is maybe your TP is a 1 to 3, right? So you say, okay, at a 1 to 2, I break even, and then at a 1 to 3, I take my full TP. So break even is following your system. You want to trade as systematic as you can without putting emotion. Like you want to be as robotic, not caring, just executing your setup. You can't know which one is going to be a win or a loss, but definitely you will have wins and losses. As you see this setup, just execute, bro. Don't think too much. You know what a setup look like: sweep of liquidity, break of structure. Is there anything more I want to be thinking? No. If this is the only thing you trade: sweep of liquidity, break of structure, enter. Sweep of liquidity, break of structure, enter. That's a setup. That's a setup. Why are you struggling? Because you believe that because you have this setup, then you believe that you will always win. Every trade will be a winner. Every trade cannot be a winner. Every trade cannot be a winner. Do you understand? Sweep of liquidity. You see a sweep of liquidity. You see break of structure. That's a sell pattern, right? You enter from the open of the candle, stop loss at the eye. Is this not a setup? This is a setup. So there are so many setup that comes up in the market. Setup comes up a lot. But can you just be executing every single setup without caring if it's a win or a loss? Can you execute every single setup if it's a win or a loss? That's what it comes up to. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? Obviously, I'm just backtesting and trying to show you guys setups, right? This is a distribution pattern, right? If we are bullish, because we see this accumulation, right? We know that, okay, we are in a bullish trend. I want to take price up into this imbalance, up into this other block, right? To take out these guys, these highs, right? But I'm just giving you guys an example of how to take setup. If you are trading, you want to always trade with the trend, right? I'm just showing you guys examples of setup and how you don't know which of them is going to be a win or which one is going to be a loser. So if you guys don't have any question, then I'm going to pass the call over to Obaro, Mr. Benson, and we'll see. This is another setup now. You see distribution pattern. This is also a distribution pattern, which can also be a whack-off pattern if it's a bullish trend to then continue going back up. So you don't know what's going to happen, guys. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. And that's what trading is all about. You can see how this distribution played out very clean. Now you see this first one, it did not play out. If you see the setup and you say, okay, it didn't play out, look, there's another distribution here. And this one played out exactly the same thing. This is exactly the same thing here. Sweep of liquidity, break of structure, you enter from the open. The same thing, sweep of liquidity, break of structure, you enter from the open. Now you can see how this one played out. Very beautiful, right? So a setup is a setup. no matter what. You cannot select one setup over the other. You cannot choose one setup over the other. You don't know which one is going to be a win. You don't know which one is going to be a loss. There's a random distribution between every single setup. Every single setup, there is a random distribution. So price came into this imbalance, and that's where we see the sell from. There's a random distribution, right? Whenever you find yourself closing your trades, you are actually doing a human error. It is actually not good. All right. So with that being said, I hand over to Mr. Benson.
All right, all right. Thank you very, very much. I want to say I really appreciate your time and God bless you. I'm pretty sure a lot of people gained some knowledge today, and one way or the other would be useful to them in the future as they continue to trade. So, like as you all have heard, it's not just only about your strategy. And how you handle your strategy is also just like as I explained from the beginning of the class that Mr. A and Mr. B might have exactly the same strategy, but they are having different results, different progress. It now has to do with your emotion, your psychology, and your belief system. And this is something that the Forex Oracle himself had helped us decipher today, and I'm pretty sure you people gained a lot of knowledge. So you treat your strategy as like the enter in a jackpot machine. You just see it. The strategy is the difference between the jackpot now and the strategy is that the strategy is giving you something to see before you enter because the market is always moving and you don't enter always. You wait for that strategy. So that strategy is what gives you the enter and then you click. And also it breaks down the probability to just two. Like the probability is either it goes up or it goes down. It's either it's a win or it's a loss. But for the jackpot machine, you'd have to keep putting your money and you still never know which one will be a winning trade. But here it's two. It's either it's up or down. It's either it's a win or it's a loss. So you handle it like how it is. Understand? You just see your strategy and then boom, you enter the trade without having to believe if it's going to work or if it's not going to work. Okay. So I think this class is being recorded, and then I took some screenshots of the lessons, and then if there is any further question, because this class is ending really soon, people can just reach out on the group, maybe write to any of the group admin and further your questions. Okay, thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate. All right. See you all on the next class. Okay. Thank you once again, Mr. Dennis.
Yeah, bro. Thanks for having me. It was an honor and it was really nice. I enjoyed every single
All
bit of
right.
it.
All
I
right.
hope you guys
Thank you
also
very
learned and enjoyed it as much as I did.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
bro. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right.